Sometimes a stock doesn't just climb. It feels like it launches into orbit. And today, we're dissecting one of those rare, absolutely explosive events. We're going to break down all the technical signals behind a truly massive breakout and see what the data can tell us about such a wild, sudden surge. Let's dive right in.
Just look at that number, 74.5%. In a single day, the stock we're looking at, AMTD Digital, just rocketed up. Now, a move like that isn't just market noise. It's a giant signal flare that you just can't ignore. And it makes everyone ask the exact same question.
Is this just a one-day wonder, a flash in the pan? Or are we actually watching the first stage of a major new uptrend get started? Well, that's what we're here to figure out. We're going to treat this whole thing like an investigation, following the clues that are hidden deep inside the technical data.
All right, so every good investigation starts by profiling the subject. So let's get the basic facts on AMTD Digital. That's ticker symbol HKD. What exactly are we dealing with here before this whole thing took off?
Okay, so this is fascinating. This is our baseline. Its technical score is, well, it's moderately strong, but nothing to write home about. And before this big breakout, it was just kind of hanging out, about a third of the way up its 52-week range. Nothing here really screams prepare for liftoff, right? But there's one vital sign in its profile that's really strange.
And it's this. It's beta. At just under 0.2, this stock is, statistically speaking, 5 times less volatile than the overall market. Think of it like a luxury car with this amazing suspension system. When the market out there hits all kinds of bumps and potholes, this stock is supposed to just glide along smoothly, barely even feeling it.
And that brings us to the central puzzle of this whole thing. On one hand, you've got the super low-risk, low-volatility profile, and on the other hand, it just dropped a 75% gain in one day. It's like the quiet, unassuming character in the movie who just lifted a car over their head. How is that even possible? Well, to find out, we have to do what they always say, follow the money.
So our first major clue is going to be in the trading volume. See, a price move without any real volume behind it can just be speculation, just noise. But a price move with massive volume, well, that's a statement. So the question is, was this move backed by some real conviction? The on-balance volume, or OBV, it tracks the flow of money going into and out of a stock. Think of it like a running total. And a high positive number like this, we're talking 427 million, it suggests that over time, a huge amount of money has been flowing into this stock. This wasn't some impulse buy, this was sustained accumulation. But of course, the plot thickens. Because it's not all one-way traffic. Some other indicators are actually hinting that while the price is exploding upwards, some people are selling and taking their profits. And this creates this really fascinating tug-of-war between overwhelming buying pressure and some people cashing out at the same time. But there's one indicator that puts that whole tug-of-war into perspective. Look at this number. This really shows you the sheer force of what happened. The relative volume is over 47. That means on the day of the breakout, HKD traded more than 47 times its normal average daily volume. Folks, that's not just interest, that is a frenzy. It's the classic signature of a major market-moving event. Okay, so we know a massive amount of money got behind this move, but how fast is it all happening? Measuring the momentum is like checking the speedometer during a drag race. Are we talking about a gradual acceleration, or did someone just slam their foot on the gas pedal? Just look at the gap on this slide. The current price of $295 has completely left its recent averages, both the 5-day and the 10-day in the dust. It is trading a full dollar above its 10-day average. This isn't just an uptrend, this is a vertical launch. It shows an incredible, almost unbelievable acceleration in price. And the Relative Strength Index, the RSI, it's telling the exact same story. All of these readings are way above 70, which is what we call overbought. Think of it like the tachometer on a race car with the needle buried deep in the red zone. I mean, it tells you the engine is running at absolute maximum power. And while that signals incredible strength, it also kind of suggests that at some point, it might need to cool down or shift gears.
And here it is, the final piece of evidence on momentum. Based on a statistical model of its own past behavior, this stock should be trading around $1.86. Instead, it's at $2.95. It is almost 60% above where it's statistically supposed to be. This confirms it. This isn't just part of the pattern. This is a massive, decisive breakout from the pattern.
So, we've analyzed the crime scene. We've seen the evidence. Massive volume, explosive speed. Now for the million-dollar question. Where does it go from here?
Well, based on all the technicals, the source material lays out 3 potential paths forward.
So in the bullish scenario, if this momentum keeps up and it breaks past that 350 mark, the next major target to watch for could be that resistance level up around 482. Now, in the neutral scenario, the stock could just enter a holding pattern, kind of trading sideways between 260 and 350, as the market just catches its breath and digests this huge move. And then there's the bearish scenario. If the momentum fades, the stock could pull back to find some support around that 260 level.
So, after examining the profile, the money trail, the momentum, what's the final verdict from our little investigation here? What does all this evidence really add up to?
Well, the technical evidence is really clear, and it's pretty compelling. We've got explosive momentum with the price just blasting past all its averages. We have massive accumulation, with nearly 50 times the normal trading volume pouring in. The overall picture here is strongly bullish, and the analysis concludes that this is probably not the end of the move. In fact, this could be the very early stages of a really significant new uptrend.
But here's the final thought to leave you with. The numbers, the charts, the indicators, they all tell a story of a powerful technical breakout. But markets are driven by more than just data. They're driven by people, by emotion. The data has lit the match. The only question now is whether the unpredictable force of market psychology is going to be the fuel that feeds this fire or the wind that blows it out.